Last week, Forbes magazine certified our first guest tonight as a billionaire, proving that if you aim high and you wear your shorts even higher, you can do anything you set your mind to. He owns 5 NBA championship rings and 4 professional sports franchises. Please welcome Earvin Magic Johnson. Sharp. You look sharp. You look good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. You look good, too.
Thank you, Magic.
The last time we ran into each other, we were at Lionel Richie's show.
That's right, at the Lionel Richie concert.
Listen, everybody. So we go backstage, and it's a lot of people first, and Lionel takes both Jimmy and I to a separate room.
Right.
And Jimmy starts telling how bad Lionel's jokes was to Lionel.
Well, that's true, yeah.
He was grading all his jokes, and he didn't like any of them.
This is a photo. This was our date night together.
That's
you,
right.
me, Dave Winfield, and Lionel Richie.
But
that was a fun night, and Earth, Wind, and Fire,
That's
too.
right. The show was amazing.
How long do you go back with Lionel?
1978 at
No
Michigan
way.
State.
Whoa, when you're in college.
He had the big fro back then.
Wow.
They had the Miss Brickhouse contest.
The Commodore's Brick House, they did? That was like the theme, the Brick House?
Yes. They was having 20 women who they thought were built like a brick house.
Right, yeah, sure. And were they letting it all hang out?
Letting it all hang out.
And do you remember who won?
Oh, yeah, a young lady named Dawn who stayed in my dorm.
I bet she did.
So before I met Cookie, we were all standing in the dorm lobby waiting on her to come by every day.
There she is, Miss Brick House.
There she is, Miss Brick House.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
You know, I wanted to ask you about, speaking of like famous people. You know, you've seen this. You are now an owner of the Washington Commanders, the football team. Which is kind of funny because last time you were here, I said, like, do you want to own an NFL team next? And you go, yeah, that's what we're going to do next. And then right away, you bought the NFL team.
Every time I'm going to do something, I'm coming on this show.
Yeah, it's...
Because you're going to predict it, and then I'm going to go out and do it.
And then, maybe I'll come up with something especially weird for you tonight. But when you're playing in those days, and now we see, like, Taylor Swift at the show. And by the way, get one of those Commanders players to date Taylor Swift if you can. Because it seems like you just make so much money.
Exactly. Well, the NFL is very happy about that whole situation.
I would think so. Well, when you have, you have a situation like that where there's famous people, are you ever distracted? Like, did you, when you were on the Lakers, ever have somebody, who's the most famous person, besides like Jack Nicholson, the people we know about who sit at courtside?
Well, we had the Denzels and Eddie Murphys and, on and on, but Michael Jackson.
Oh, well, that's a big one. Where did he sit? Was he on the floor?
He was right behind the Laker bench, and I had toured with him 3 times.
Now, when you say toured with him, he went on tour and you followed him,
I
right?
followed him.
Yes, right, right. Let's not...
But not follow him. I stayed in the same hotel on the same floor.
Okay.
And I got in the car when they went to go to the show.
With him?
With him.
Was the chimpanzee Bubbles with you guys?
No Bubbles at that time.
No Bubbles at that time.
Bubbles came late.
Pre-Bubbles.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is way back. So you would go with Michael to these shows.
That's right.
And so now he's at your show. Did you invite him to the...
Yes. So, Jimmy, I said, okay, I've been on tour with you 3 times. So your brothers all came to the Laker games.
Uh-huh.
You're the only one who haven't been to my game. Now, I've been on tour with you. You got to come to my game. So, Magic, you know they're going to bother me. I won't get a chance to watch the game. I said, that's okay. You got to come. Michael Jackson came, sat there, and he was right. 2 minutes later, the whole 17,505 went and ran down to Michael.
And were bothering him.
And
he had to moonwalk out of there?
He had to moonwalk out quick. But Michael Jackson was so unbelievable at that time. I mean,
yeah.
And it's still never an entertainer to me.
It's probably the only thing comparable to what's going on with Taylor Swift right now. But again, go in that locker room, talk to those players, whatever you got to do. If you can date Taylor Swift, I'll pay you. I will double your contract. I will triple your contract, etc.
And make sure she make us win, too.
Well, she
Because
does.
I want the money, but I'd rather have the Super Bowl ring.
Oh, is that right? You'd rather have the Super Bowl. She does have some kind of magical powers.
That's right.
Everything is number one.
Because you got to remember now, I've got 14 world championship rings, so I need...
Oh, wow, that's a lot of them. You also, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a strain of cannabis named after you. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, and so I'm going to get rich now.
Yeah, you're getting Magic Johnson. They say it gives you, what is it, a giddy euphoria is the thing, which is the way you played with giddy euphoria.
Yes, but I never got high, though.
You never did? What's the policy on that cannabis use at Magic Johnson Enterprises?
I don't know.
You don't know.
And I don't want to know.
That's smart.
Whatever you do that I don't know, that's on you, right?
Forbes says you're a billionaire. There are only 4 athletes who are billionaires. You are one of them. LeBron James is one. Michael Jordan, obviously, and Tiger Woods. The 4 of you are billionaires. Did you get it? You get excited or embarrassed when you hear something like that?
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
And don't tell Cookie.
It probably makes it hard to keep costs under control.
Exactly.
When you're in that magazine, right?
Yes. You know, Jimmy, I never thought in my wildest dreams that this could happen like this. Even being on your show, you know, you think about the Carson days, and I was watching the show back home in Lansing, Michigan. Johnny Carson was the big thing, and now here I am on your show.
You were on Johnny Carson, right?
I was on Johnny Carson, and but
boy, things have gone really south. But that's not your fault. That's not your fault.
But you never thought you'd be in this position. But God blessed me, and I'm so thankful. But at the same time, it takes a lot of hard work, and
it's not all giddy euphoria.
No,
that's
no,
right.
no.
Yeah.
Everybody who thinks they know you, or a distant cousin, friend,
they want money. They want to invest.
I've gotten so many calls.
I bet. Do you have a guy that you say, like, oh, yeah, you know what? You got to call him, and then he will tell you no?
I got about 10 of them.
10 of them. Urban Magic Johnson is with us. We'll be right back.
Are you the best point guard ever?
Yes. I have to, yes. It's me and Magic, that's the conversation?
Yeah. Like it just...
Obviously, I have to answer it that way, but I really feel like, to your point, like, Magic's resume is ridiculous. Yeah. Like, all right, so the fact that we're even having that conversation is it's a place I never thought I'd be in. But Magic, like, that's a lofty resume to shoot for, right? So I'm still going. Let's see what happens.
That's Steph Curry talking about who the greatest point guard ever is. And, I mean, when you see something like that, what kind of emotions do you experience?
Listen, I love Steph Curry and his family. So I think he's right to be on any conversation of the best of.
Yeah.
But, you know, we all know who's one and who's two. And I'm not, you know, no, I'm just saying. He said it right. He's got a little while longer. But I would never say anything bad about the young man because I love him. I love watching him play.
He's a great player.
Yes, he is.
And a really good guy.
You know, both of us did one thing. We both changed the way the game
That's true.
played.
Very much so. Yeah.
That's the main thing. And then Laker fans, 5 championships, 3 MVPs, 3 MVPs of the final. So you got to be the long resume.
Yeah, and I think when you say point guard, you have to consider, like, playmaking as being the #1 most important quality, yes, that a point guard has?
Well, you got to play, make, and make your teammates better.
Right.
Yeah. And I was able to do that. Steph is doing a wonderful job of doing just
Michael
that.
Jordan weighed in on that almost immediately. I think he texted Stephen A. Smith and said, I played, Magic Johnson is the greatest point guard of all time.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Michael Jordan, I know you guys went on vacation together this summer. I think I was left out of that, but like when you guys go out to dinner, who pays?
We actually flip a coin.
Is that true?
Yeah, now.
You do?
Yeah, because it's
Whose
so funny.
coin is it?
It's his with both his faces on both sides. But Jimmy, it's funny because I think both of us never thought we would be in this position to be out there, to have yachts, to be able to go to dinner with our wives, to be in Europe. It's just mind-blowing to both of us.
Right.
And we have fun with it.
Except for maybe the dinner part. Seems like, that seemed reasonable.
Yes.
Do you ever, at night, pick up the phone and call Larry Bird and remind him that you're a billionaire? And
Well, let me tell you
Yeah.
what Larry said a year ago.
What?
Larry said, we were at a speaking engagement. He said, Magic is going to be a billionaire, and he likes to go through the front door. I'm just going to be Larry Bird, and I like to go through the back door.
Sour grapes.
But even he called it. It's so crazy that he said, I know that's what you're going for, and you're going to reach that goal. And
He always knew.
Yes, and because I've been an entrepreneur my whole life in terms of spirit.
Here's when I knew you were going to be a billionaire, okay? Can you have that photograph? This is when you shut up. This is for you showed up. What year was it? Were you in Chicago, right?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Do you
Oh,
remember
man.
where you got that coat?
Oh, listen, it was off the rack. I couldn't believe that it fit me. Most furs come up short on my sleeves.
Yeah.
But man, did I rock it though.
Yeah.
Man.
It's like a who wore it best with Chewbacca type situation. When's the last time you saw that coat?
It's actually in Lansing, Michigan right now.
No, it isn't, Magic. In fact, it's here tonight, and we would like to reunite you.
No way.
With see if it still fits. Your old friend.
Wow.
Wow, look at that. 100% Wookiee fur.
Oh my God. Does it still
This is from when you were Wookiee of the Year.
Let me see if it still fit.
Yeah, we
Man.
might as well give it a try.
Might as
what
well.
the heck? Yeah. All
Man.
right.
Oh man.
Wow, you know what also? I had one made for myself. Nice. Now I know what it feels like.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, this is beautiful. Oh, look at this. Magic Johnson, everybody. We'll be back with Steph